Hi, and welcome to another episode of PDA Dad UK. Today is going to be quite different. What we're going to have is an interview with a good friend of mine, Emily, and she is an autistic lady. She has an autistic daughter, and she's made a very good success of her life. And it's, I think, really good to focus on the positives and what the future can hold for our kids. It's a common question that comes up on my group. A lot of people ask, say that they're worried about the future because their kids have got a diagnosis and they're concerned what's going to come, what's going to be. And the future's not written. The future is what we make of it and how we focus things. And this lady, Emily, is a fantastic example of that. So let me introduce you to Emily.
I found out that my ex-husband had Asperger's before we had our daughter. As she grew up, I started noticing some things that pointed towards maybe some autistic traits. And while I was looking up information on the internet for ways to help her cope and, why this might be happening, why that might be happening, I stumbled across some information relating to girls on the spectrum, because things can be quite different to what's out there information wise for boys. And reading through all this, I sort of eventually, after a few goes, started going, that's me. I do that. Okay, I think maybe I might be autistic. So yeah, it kind of clicked after a little while I was looking for things to help my little girl for information. So
fair enough. So it was basically in researching for your daughter that you stumbled upon the traits and stuff and were able to go, oh wow, that's actually me as well.
Yeah. Well, actually finding out was kind of like a huge relief, actually. Oh, that's why I'm the way I am. And I wouldn't say I've really experienced any different challenges since finding out. I've always struggled with certain things and excelled at others, but it has really helped me to be myself finding out, because I think in the past I've sort of always tried to fit in or be what someone else might like, and now I'm just like, no, I'm gonna be me now.
Was that a conscious decision? Like, we hear a lot about masking, and it sounds like you were masking at some level, but you've made a conscious decision almost to drop the mask.
Yeah, I mean, I would always say that I have strong feelings about interacting with people who might come across as a bit fake or a bit fat. So I would never. So once I realised about masking, I was like, well, no, because I don't want to come across as not being me. So I sort of really worked on just being really authentic, and so it was entirely conscious to sort of say, no, I'm not gonna do things that are outside of my comfort zone just to make someone else happy. And yeah, my chosen career has come out of that. It's something that I've come back to. I sort of was myself, went on a journey of discovery, let's call it, of like several difficult, probably due to poor decision making in my past, and actually, as a direct result of not really knowing myself and how my brain worked and how I was responding to things, because of obviously my personality type being autistic. And yeah, I've ended up doing what I do, and I've sort of come full circle. I went to uni and did a degree and wanted to work with small metals and make things, sell things that I made, because I did an applied arts degree. Did a few jobs, never really stayed in them very long, couldn't sort of cope with all the peopling, always been an introvert. Yeah, did a lot better working from home and running my own business. And then I had my little girl, and slowly after a divorce and, finding myself, decided, no, it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to scrape to survive, but I want to do this. This is me. This is really me. And I'm expressing who I am through my work. And yeah, it's really affected some decisions. Being autistic, I've made some awful decisions probably because of it, but I've made great ones too, and there are extremes. But I really think My ability to hyperfocus has helped me choose my career. It means I can completely zone in on what I'm doing. It means I have a different perspective to most, which gives me my unique selling point for my work, really. It's different to what I do because I'm coming at everything from a different angle. I notice tiny things and that comes through in my work. And when I am working, I'm entirely on that. I just go into it's almost meditative. And I find it really therapeutic as well to have a lot of time in that hyper-focus zone. Everything else sort of is in the background. I've usually got music on, which I am listening to at the same time and enjoying, but everything else is gone, and I'm just in this world and in my own world, playing, experimenting, finishing stuff. Sometimes it can take, if I'm feeling out of sorts, it can take a while to get into that state of mind, but once I'm in there, I don't want to come out of it either. I'm like, oh no, it's the school run, oh bummer. Yeah, it's just that sort of intense zoning in and being able to really focus on getting something just how you want it. I'm an artist. I primarily work with resin and I make small items, mostly jewellery, some homewares. I also do a little bit of faux taxidermy, cast skulls, make nice things out of resin basically. It's a really, really flexible medium and it allows me to translate any weird, strange idea I've got in my head into reality. Because yeah, I'm inspired by nature mainly. Having a medium that can cope with all of my ideas is perfect. So this is why I work with resin. I've chosen to be a resin artist. I just find really, really great ideas from tiny little worlds and places people wouldn't usually find beauty or wouldn't look because it's too small or it's insignificant. Yeah, it's about bringing out the beauty, or bringing my customers or my clients the beauty out of something that would be ordinarily overlooked. Say if I was out on a walk on my own or with friends, other people would be going, oh look at that lovely view, isn't it a lovely day? And I'd be like, sorry, what? I was busy looking in this hedge at the tiny mushrooms and the dead mouse that's there and the tiny little plants and mosses and lichens, and oh look at that. So I take that and I make it into things, jewellery or small pieces. And it's just sort of, it's a different angle. I don't think a lot of people zoom in quite so much. Been like that since I was little as well, at playtime all the other kids were playing with each other, I don't know, football, whatever, mums and dads playing with skipping ropes, and I was in the corner making little fairy gardens, on my own, so that's still me. Well, when I initially found out, you worry about all sorts, don't you, but I sort of thought that it might happen because her daddy has a diagnosis and she was wanted, she was loved, and I thought, she's an amazing little girl and she's very creative as well. I've always struggled with negative thoughts, depression and anxiety, and I really fight against it all the time now because now I know what being happy feels like. I'm always clawing towards it, and I'll have days where I can't shake the negative sort of mindset, but I'm always trying. And she's very much like me in that sense. She likes to complain. She does focus on the negative, and it is quite hard work to get her to turn that around. It can be done. I know it can be done because we're very much the same. So yeah, that's always a struggle, and I do worry that she's going to have problems like that in the future, like I've had, struggling with depressive phases. I can help her. That's all I can do really, is help her from the best I can. And so yeah, that's a real challenge, and I do worry about that. She does really well at school. You wouldn't know from the outside. It's all safe for at home. So, and I know what that's like, and I can totally see why and how it happens because I'm the same. If I'm out and have to do loads of peopling or cope with things I'm really not comfortable, like big gatherings with lots of strangers, then yeah, I'm going to feel a bit wobbly afterwards, and I'll come home and and have downtime and cope like that. And it's exactly what she does. It's just more explosive because she can't regulate quite so well as an adult yet. She'll learn, you know, she's learning. Mainly, she needs decompression time. And I know in one of your earlier videos you were talking about just having a space to just calm down and, you know, release some of that pressure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm the same, and you know, my work is part of that. It's, you know, I'm on my own, I've got some safe alone time doing things I enjoy. I'm very lucky to be able to do it. I'm supported by a wonderful partner who's really understanding and totally gets everything, which is amazing. But it is building all the time, and I'm doing quite well now. I'm actually having a website built because I'm doing so well. I need more of an outlet for my work.
Yeah.
So that's coming soon in the future. It's been a little bit stressful, but you know, I think it's going to really pay off and be really worth it. So yeah, I feel very lucky and I'm very grateful for being in the place I am right now. And we met through friends. They introduced us, and yeah, we sort of fairly quickly fell for each other and got into a relationship. We're both divorcees and both had a child, so you know that we sort of went slower from the point of view of making sure our kids were okay, and we didn't move straight in together or anything, but we both had a long line of relationships beforehand as well, and you know, with varying success. It never really crossed my mind that I would never be happy, but it did. The autism did affect my marriage. When I was married previously, it affected my mindset and how I thought that things might work, and my expectations actually as well, and I learned a lot from that. Yeah, my partner he's really supportive and understanding. He grew up with autism. His brother's quite severely autistic, so he understands everything that I can throw at him basically, and my daughter. He's very tolerant, and yeah, we complement each other well. His where my weaknesses are, he has strengths, and vice versa. So it's, you know, it's really great from that point of view. As far as fears go, yeah, I don't know. I'm also an INFJ, Myers-Briggs personality type, so I'm always seeking that really strong like connection of understanding with someone, and I think that's quite hard to find even in friendship. And yeah, I think we've really got that, which, you know, I hope that our kids end up in the same situation if they so choose. They may choose that they're happy on their own, or I don't know what the future's going to bring. I just want them to be happy, really. And yeah, sometimes that's hard work, but you know, sometimes for some people a relationship is a priority in their happiness. It is for me, and yeah, I can honestly say I've never been happier. So yeah, I'm very grateful. I would say for me the thing I learned was acceptance. It's difficult. You don't really know what it is until it happens fully. It's that whole, well, you know, you're still who you are. They're still who they are. You're not any different to how you would have been before you found out. You might make some different choices once you know. Yeah. It's hard to explain exactly what that means, acceptance means, but once you sort of like, you're a human first. You're a person first. It's not this all-encompassing thing that you now suddenly are you're autistic and it's just that's your soul defining. You're a person and you are you. And once you accept that I think, and you take it in your stride, and it's not this obstacle to climb over. It's just part of who you are. It's one of the many different facets of you. Yeah. And there's some great things about it. You know, it's not all bad. And focus on the good. You know, this is like my daily mantra. It's like, come on, stop thinking about this thing that's annoying you and making you feel down. Like, get out of that mindset and just get positive about it. Well, like I say, it's been a strong interest ever since I was a little kid. You know, I'm always really interested in jewellery and metals, and yeah, so it's always been a really strong thing. And you know, I think a few people have said to me that it's really rare, but I'm actually doing what I said I wanted to do as a child. I'm making things and selling things that I've made in my shop, that's little me saying that. You know? I've got lots of special interests, but they're not necessarily as socially acceptable. I love music, but the music types I'm especially interested in are not necessarily what someone who is the age I am, the ethnicity I am, mum of school run and working from sort of thing. It's not necessarily matching up with what people would assume, and with my jewellery, I do some taxidermy jewellery as well, which I don't wear a lot of it myself, but I enjoy making it, and a lot of people would be really grossed out about it. I also have quite a twisted, dark sense of humour as well, which I think comes out of thinking differently. That's
certainly something that we connected over.
I like gardening as well, and most arty crafty things I will always enjoy doing. But yeah, my two main interests are making stuff for work and music. Something I've connected with my partner over, because we're both we can go to a completely other world with music, and I know you have the same. Different music, but
very different music, but there's a respect there, isn't there? Because we understand where you're coming from with where that passion is.
We both know what it's like to properly get the feels and be high off of music. So
yes, that's a great way to describe it. A legal high.
And my music taste is very eclectic. I like all sorts of weird stuff that a lot of people might not have even heard of, like cumbia from South America and Colombia, and I love reggae, and I love dub, and I love folktronica, and any kind of world music, salsa, electronica, techno. It's really, really broad, and I really share that with my partner as well. We talk about it a lot and enjoy going out. I'm an introvert, but I love going out dancing with my partner and enjoying the music. You don't have to talk to anyone, do you? You just focus on the music and put your head in the bass bin. And it's not to say I don't like engaging with people, just maybe just a few at once. I can struggle sometimes. I enjoy going to festivals as well, and I went to Boomtown last year on holiday with my partner. It's a birthday present from him, very generous. We had an amazing time, but for the first couple of days I was experiencing a lot of sensory overload, and we did have to occasionally go back to the camper van and just have a cup of tea and sit down just so I could calm down. I would much rather live the life I wanted. Just because I was struggling didn't mean I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be there more than anything. It was amazing, but I'd rather live a life that I love, doing all sorts of fun stuff and having a great time, and build in rest and breaks and coping mechanisms, than avoid it all and have everything calm so that I don't get overloaded ever. Because what kind of life is that? Just because something's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
Absolutely.
Comfort zone can shrink quite a lot if you don't push it.
It becomes its own problem.
It does, and that's something I always strive for self-improvement, and to stretch that comfort zone, and do things that are difficult.
So there you have it. Thanks so much, Em, for your insights there, and showing how having autism doesn't mean that life stops, and you can actually embrace your autism and make yourself a success by using the unique traits that come with it and enhancing them and turning them into something really constructive like your business. I'll put up a bunch of links at the end just of Em's Instagram and her Etsy page, and if you like any of her stuff, please do give it a look. She's quite amazing. Thanks everyone for listening. Please do like, subscribe, and I'd love to hear your comments as well. Situations where you've been able to enhance your shortcomings or your difficulties and actually turn them into something that is a gift and something that you can share with others. So please do comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.